What's going on, everybody? Spaceballs here. Welcome to our first ever Divinity's Rise video. Super excited today because today we're playing a new game that I started playing on Twitch. And I was looking through YouTube, just browsing the game in general, and I really don't see much content on this game. I really do feel like Divinity's Rise has been quite overlooked. Now, I started playing it on Twitch like a week to 2 weeks ago. I think it's only been out for 2 weeks, so it has to be like maybe 8 or 9 days ago, something like that. And I honestly kind of fell in love with it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Now, again, I don't know much about it because not a lot of people are covering it. So I don't see a lot of tier lists and all that crazy stuff. So I've been going over the heroes myself and looking at their kits. So here today, I kind of wanted to go over some of the best heroes in this game, or some of the best heroes to start with in this game. Now, again, guys, just remember, this is my opinion. It's by no means like an exact tier list or this is the end all be all. This is just me playing the game, going through the archives, seeing which heroes I think are the best. Some of them I don't even have yet, but just looking at their kits, I could tell they're going to be triple SS tier. Now, I have been streaming this game on Twitch, lots of fun. It has so much content. The one thing I do want to say with this game is that every time I do something or beat something, another piece of content opens up. It is really refreshing. So if you like these graphics, or you can get over these graphics in general, I know they're not going to be for everybody. For me, I don't mind them. They kind of remind me of Dragon Ball Z from my kids' days. Not all gacha games are for everybody. But let's pull up the heroes here. And the first thing I want to talk about is the URs. As of right now in this game, there is 3 URs. And these cannot be summoned through regular summons. These are through events. So let me show you the event I'm talking about, because they currently have one for Gabriel. And he is a water unit. Now, in my opinion, Gabriel is not worth it unless you're a whale and you're going to spend a ton of money. Then it's different. Then, of course, you want all the URs. I get it. But if you're new to the game, in my opinion, you should be going for Artemides. She is triple S tier, in my opinion. She brings an AoE defense break and an AoE speed break to the table. And if you compare her to Gabriel, in my opinion, she is just light years better than him. Same thing with Satan here. Now, Satan, again, he's not too bad. And I'm sure these units probably hit really hard because they're URs. Just like any other SSR game, you have to have multiple copies to star level up that hero. So unless you're going to whale out on Gabriel and get as many copies as you need to fully star him up, I think it's 5 stars. Honestly, getting 1 copy really isn't going to do much for you, and there is much better SRs and SSRs in this game. Now, as far as Artemides goes, if I'm still playing this game when the event comes, I will probably whale out on her. In my opinion, she just outshines like almost everybody in this game. There is one that's really close, that's an SSR, and I'll show you in just a second. So if you're looking to invest money on a UR, she is going to be what you want to invest in. Don't get clouded by Gabriel and Satan. Just wait for her. I'm sure that's the reason why they didn't release her first. So in my opinion, Artemis, I think I was saying Artemides. Artemis, she's the one you want to go for. If you're going to invest in a UR, make her your investment. So now with that being said, the next one I want to go over here, and I think is probably the best SSR in the game, or the best support SSR in the game, I want to say. That's going to be my friend Arslot. I think I'm saying that right. If not, read me in the comments. You guys know how I am with my names. And that is because of this skill here. My man has a defense boost by 70%, and he has an AoE counterattack. Now, if you guys ever played a game like Raid Shadow Legends, you will know champions like Martyr and Valkyrie are priceless, because AoE counterattack is usually broken in any gacha game that you play. I don't have him myself, but I do have other units that have single counterattack, and I can tell you in this game, counterattack is really strong. So having an AoE is going to really benefit your team, especially early on. In my opinion, this man is probably going to be triple S tier, and it probably wouldn't be a bad thing to reroll for him, because from what I can see right now, he is the only AoE counterattack in the game. And he brings a defense boost with that. So you can basically be a single support unit for your team, and then you can just have a healer. So he's just going to do work for you and basically carry you through the entire game. And then his other skills are pretty decent. They're not over the top. I mean, we have a weaken on his A1, which is good, because if he's putting up a counterattack and he's counterattacking, he's going to be revenging with his A1, which is going to give you a defense break. So if you don't have Artemis or something that has an AoE defense break, this will really come in handy. Next up here, we have my man Caesar. And now with Caesar, when I first started playing this game, everybody was telling me how OP he was, and I was looking at his kit. I'm like, wait a second. He doesn't really look that good to me. But when I started doing some research and talking to some of the top players, I came to find out that this man absolutely hits like a truck. He basically can one-shot anything in PvP content, and most PvE content for that matter, but the bosses are really hard to one-shot in this game. But this man dishes out the damage. Caesar is definitely worth re-rolling for because this man will basically carry you with his DPS alone. So we have the A3 here, and again, he's going to give himself a counterattack. So if you don't have the AoE counterattack, he's a really good, replacement until you get him in the future. So basically, starting off, you're going to get the counterattack and DPS. If you get Astrolot, you're not going to have the DPS with it. Caesar is going to give you the counterattack on himself and the DPS. And then Caesar also has a bleed on his A1, but that's just a single enemy, good for bosses. And then we also have the sniper shot, and this is what I'm hearing is absolutely insane, 600% of attack and damage. Apparently, this sniper shot can basically one-shot anything in PvP content, and that's what makes Caesar so strong, because you'll be able to use him in PvE and PvP. So Caesar is definitely a good one to re-roll for. Next up here, we have my man Pluto. This man, again, like Artemis. Now, if you don't have Artemis or you don't want to be a whale and spend a ton of money trying to get Artemis, Pluto is a perfect replacement because my man has an AoE defense break, an AoE suppress, and an AoE weaken. So he's going to fill that role perfectly. Now, he doesn't have the speed break, but he does have the weaken, and that will stop the enemy from being able to heal. And early on, that is a really good thing to have. The suppress is also really good, added with the defense break, because it's going to add another 30% of damage. So in my eyes, Pluto is really, really good to have early on. He's assist-based, but if you're running something like, my man Pluto, Astrolot, and like a Caesar, you are just going to be blowing through this content. And again, these are in no specific order. These are just going over some of the top heroes in the game to give you guys an idea of what you want to re-roll for or what you're just looking for in general when you're building your first team. We also have the attack down on his A1. Again, it's single enemy, but paired with his A3, really good to have. And again, if you have that AoE counterattack, he's going to be landing this 9 times out of 10. And that's what makes counterattack so strong in this game too, guys, is that most of the A1s in this game bring a debuff to the table. So paired with that AoE counterattack, you are going to be just landing debuffs like crazy. Every time you get attacked, you are going to be revenging and putting up that debuff. And then we have a single target silence here on his A2. Pluto, triple S tier. And that brings me to my man Lava. I'm using him currently. Now, when I started the game, I didn't know anything about it. I just kind of looked at his kit and I was like, wow, that looks good. Let's roll with him. And I'm very happy I did because he is really OP. And again, you're going to see most of the strong damage dealers in this game bring self counterattack to the table. And I think that's what makes my man Astrolot so strong, is that he has that AoE. Just like any other game you would play, AoE counterattack is just so strong. What this brand does is it increases the damage by 25%. Really, really strong when you're using, other damage dealers like Caesar. Again, you're just going to buff his damage even more. So paired with Pluto and Caesar, with, the weaken and the brand, you are just increasing that damage by like over 75%, something like that. And then we have the A1, which is a weakened defense by 70%. Again, with counterattack, he's going to counterattack, put up the weaken. So it actually works out perfect. Lava has been very strong for me, and I'm very happy I picked him. Now, I'm not going to go over every single hero here. I'm just trying to put you guys in the right direction. But let's go over a few more that I think are top tier early on or for your first team. So what I'm trying to do here, guys, is like build you guys a base. And I would say Astrolot, Pluto, and then this man here, Hypocrites. Those 3 on the same team, I feel like you are going to be beautiful. And then after having those 3 on your team, you can basically fill in those other slots however you like, or whatever SRs you have, any damage dealers. Because these 3 basically bring everything you need to the table. Because my man Hypocrites is immune to defense down. But on his A2, he has an AoE provoke and an AoE bleed. So just imagine all of this on one team. You got your Pluto bringing in those 3 major debuffs. Then you got Hypocrites bringing in the provoke and the bleed. Then you got Caesar just sniping stuff. And then you got Astrolot brings in the AoE counterattack and makes all the A1s even stronger. Like, you can already see where I'm getting at with this team here. And then we have a freeze on its A1, which is a single target. But again, if you have the AoE counterattack, he's going to have this freeze up 9 times out of 10. My man Hypocrites has been so strong for me. So I would say just having those 3 alone, Astrolot, Pluto, and Hypocrites, that is a beautiful base to have. And then you could basically just add a healer to it and a damage dealer like Caesar. And you're going to have yourself a triple S tier team. That is what I'm seeing as of now. Now, I'm not saying the rest of these aren't good or bad. I mean, I could sit here and probably go over all of them and they'll all be pretty decent. But 2 more I do want to go over with. And this is just to kind of complete the team. is my man Horus. Horus is so strong because he has AoE debuff immunity, as you will see here. And then he also has a decent A1 because he has a bleed. And again, if you're using counterattack, he's going to be putting this bleed up constantly. Now, I want to go over one more unit here, and this is an SR unit. And the thing is, like, it's going to be hard for you to build all of these SSRs right away, guys, especially if you're free to play. And I know I only covered mostly SSRs in this video. I'm going to make further videos going over the SRs and just the regular Rs at that matter. For this video, I kind of wanted to stick more towards the SSRs, just in case you guys were re-rolling, or, you know, you had a bunch of SSRs, you didn't know which ones to build. But it is going to be hard for you to build all of these right away, like I'm trying to do now. And the last one I want to talk about here is an SR, and his name is Archimedes. I think I was confusing him with the UR before, but that's okay. So is my man Archimedes. You guys know how I am with names. And this man is probably one of the best healers in the game. I know there's an SSR somewhere in there that's a good healer as well, but Archimedes is really easy to build, really easy to farm shards for. And bringing him along with, you know, your Pluto, your Astrolot, your Horus, just having all of this on the same team is going to make you so strong. And he does bring this really strong heal, which is evenly distributes HP among all heroes and restores their HP by 27%. This is super strong. Once you level this up, it goes higher. I believe it goes up to like 40%. So really strong healer, really easy to build. So if you need a healer early on, and I found myself needing one, he filled that role perfectly and fits on the team wonderfully. So that's going to wrap it up for this one, guys. I promise you I'm going to cover more stuff in this game. I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what you should be looking for and re-rolling for early on. So I hope this helps you guys. We will definitely be back with more Divinity's Rise soon. We do have a current giveaway going on, and that video is linked down below. If you want to follow me on Twitch and Discord, those are also linked down below. We do 2 monthly giveaways on Discord, random giveaways on Twitch. We also do random giveaways here on YouTube, and to be a part of those, all you have to do is sub to the channel, like, and comment on my past 10 videos, and that will automatically enter you into the random giveaways. I truly do love each and every single one of you. I will see you in the next one. Spaceballs out. Peace.